The Somali capital of Mogadishu has had some improvement in its security since the African Union troops were deployed in 2007. The situation has led many Somali nationals in the diaspora to return and rebuild their nation. But sporadic bombings by the militant group, the Al-Shabab, continue around the war-torn country. The UPDF troops are now planning to launch attacks on Al-Shabab strongholds in southern Somalia in a bid to pacify the troubled country. The Ugandan Contingent Commander in Somalia, Brigadier Dick Olum, made the revelation to members of parliament from the Defense Committee.
Leave this area, which I've already done, come down to Shalamboti, conquer Koriole, capture Kutunware, take over Bulamare, eventually plan a decisive operation in Barawe. From Barawe, we still have to move southwards. We're going to move southwards up to a place called Jilib, Jamames, north of Jamame.
The MPs were visiting Somalia to check the progress made by the Uganda police force in their peacekeeping operations. Some of the areas under control of the UPDF in Somalia are Mayafruka, Baidoa, Manaz, Basmale, Bwarekaba, Jimkadaden, Lego, and Girarado, among others. But the Ugandan troop commander says they need more aircrafts to accomplish the mission.
We still request the president of Uganda to give us aircrafts. We have lost 3 gunships, but without gunships, it's a hectic mission. We have told him, Mr. President, yes, we have lost, and indeed, UN has refused to reimburse. But he should also consider the lives of the Ugandans who are going to get involved in this.
The UPDF's mandate is to protect Somalia transitional federal government from attacks by the Al-Shabab militants. They also launch incursions into the Al-Shabab bases. And as they advance, officers from the Uganda police force and the Somali police are deployed around the city to keep law and order.
Once we cover the south part of Janale, that is Barawe, which is the strongest stronghold of Al-Shabab. Once we capture that, we shall have no option but to request Uganda probably to send more police, because the policing aspect of it is not for the military.
Other forces under the African Union mission in Somalia are Burundi, Djibouti, Nigeria, Kenya, Sierra Leone, and Ethiopia. The UPDF troops are charged with protecting key government facilities in the war-torn nation.
Mogadishu Airport is our stronghold. We don't allow anybody to play around it. The seaport is our undertaking. We don't allow anybody to play around it. The State House, nobody goes to the State House.
On Wednesday last week, the Al-Shabab attacked Somalia's presidential palace with the intention of killing President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud. But 9 of the Al-Shabab insurgents were killed by UPDF troops.
They went in, they didn't kill the president as they had wanted, but we shot them before even they did havoc. Yes, a few people died in the crossfire. But that was a strong thing and a strong message that went around.
Now, though there is relative peace in Somalia, but not all is good. You cannot move freely in town without security because you cannot know who your enemy is. Like last week, this car was blown by the Al-Shababs, but because it is an armored car, the people who were inside there were safe. The Al-Shabab operate in hideouts far from the city, but carry out deadly attacks in Mogadishu, which has made it unsafe for civilians to move around. Agnes Nandutu, NTV, Mogadishu, Somalia.